Okay, perfect. Here we go. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. We have a very special and the young guest on the season of AI. Say hello to Anushka Saxena. Anushka uh, is a intern at Bosch Global Software Technologies, and we'll be talking about how you can integrate Azure AI with Power Apps for intelligent solutions. Uh, I have heard her before. She's fantastic. I'm sure all of you would learn a lot with this session. I will put her presentation up on the screen and remove myself so that Anushka can start delivering this session. Over to you, Anushka.
Mm, Thanks a lot, Rohit. Hello, everyone. I'm Anushka Saxena. Thank you for the generous introduction. So, today we'll be talking about AI. AI is, of course, the talk of the town nowadays. Always, it has been like quite a hot topic, right? So, uh, let's get started. I'll just start the presentation. Okay. So today we'll be talking about integrating Azure AI with Power Apps for intelligent solutions. So firstly, let's get to know what the agenda would be for us. So firstly, we'll get a bit of introduction to what all these things are. What are we going to do today? Now, next would be what is OpenAI? Some discussion about Power Platform connectors, and finally, what is Azure OpenAI service? So, uh, I'm using AI. I'm so cool, says Buzz Lightyear. But little does he know that everyone else in the town is, of course, using AI. So imagine that you're sitting in your office and your boss comes up to you and he says that, oh, we need a customer feedback app yesterday. Yesterday, yes, you heard it right. That's how timelines work, right? so, so what would you do after that? Imagine acting like a wizard, just sipping coffee and behaving like it's not a big deal at all. How? Of course, we can do this with Azure OpenAI service and the Power Apps because Power Apps is kind of a low code tool which requires less of efforts. Of course, when I say low code, it means that we need less efforts to sort our code out, sort our components, and especially the UI, because I would say I'm not that good at the front end things when it comes to centering a div and stuff. It's kind of messy, we all would agree on that. So I think a lot of you, like me, think that AI, generative AI, is all about just getting some inputs and processing it and generating something out of it, out of the context that is provided, right? But it is a lot more than that. So, what is OpenAI? So, initially, when we think about OpenAI, first thing that comes into our mind is ChatGPT. But there is a lot more than ChatGPT with OpenAI. So, OpenAI is a deployment company. They do research on AI, and I think they have brought the AI wave into tech, right? So, there are not just these models. There are many more models uh, that we can use with OpenAI. Like if you know about Codex, Codex is a model that is behind GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is AI, your AI code programmer. So it will help you to generate code based on what the input you are providing to it. So similarly, we have Delhi, which is for text, for image generation based on the text that you provide. Also, we have speech recognition with Whisper, I think. So all these things are working in OpenAI itself. OpenAI is providing a lot of different APIs and models that you can use and utilize to make them work for your particular use case. So, and one more thing, if I think I'm missing, is that uh, the models that we have been using in GPT 3.5, I think we can also use the latest one, the 4.0 that we have with Power Apps also. So, first of all, what is Power App? I would just start with a brief intro to Power App. It is actually a suite of apps, services, and connectors that it also has a data platform which provides a rapid development environment, and it will help you to build what you have already existing in a model to connect it with your databases and then do some sort of magic, the AI magic. So, talking about Power Platform connectors, so it is uh, it is a definition of a REST API. API is basically the person who does the handshake between your software components, right? So, uh, this is the Power Platform connectors that we have. They are just the formal definition of a REST API, and uh, REST API is where the Power Platform can connect so that uh, you can perform the triggers and actions associated with it. So, uh, I got okay. Sorry, I missed the slide. So, let's suppose you have a use case that you want to create a customer connector, right? So, in that, what would you do? You would just get your database ready where your customer feedbacks and forms are there, right? So, with Power Platform connectors, what you can do is you can create a custom connector as per the use case that you have. Like, there are currently 1000 plus connectors already in the Power Platform. Yes, that many connectors are already there. But in case if you think that something not relevant to your use case, you don't find a connector that suits your particular problem, so you can create a custom connector. The custom connector would allow the Power Platform to talk to your logic apps and create a solution out of it. And if let's see what all Power Platform connectors can do. So with this, you can add the services that are not currently supported. And also with Power Platform, if you want to expand the connectors that don't have the action or trigger that you want, I'll show you on the that platform itself. But if you want to expand the connector, you can also do that by creating new triggers and actions at real time, and that would be updated as and when your app is running. Also, custom connectors are, as I said, this is a low code platform, right? So the custom connectors are like a set of wizard that you run on your Windows normally. You just click next, okay, and specify some arguments, put in some mm, names to your resources, and you're done. Just click on finish, it's done. It's that simple. And also, if you're a pro dev, you would know what Postman collections are. So in Postman collections, you can get your APIs collected. Uh, I mean, it's sort of a API calls in a collection where you can export and import and use it on on the Power Platform. And these can be also shared with and packaged and certified via GitHub. So most of the connectors that you see on the platform are already shipped to GitHub. So now you may realize that it's quite easy to use all these. Uh, so, what is Azure OpenAI service now? We have been talking a lot about AI, the connectors, the Power Platform, everything. But how do you integrate it with the Azure OpenAI service? So, all the AI services are kind of similar only. But what makes Azure OpenAI service different? So, this is basically the Microsoft's implementation of all the models that we have in OpenAI. So you can also do that chat chat thingy. You can also get your audio audio generations. You can use whisper, codecs, and of course all the models that we have talked about, but with also enterprise grade security and governance with the Azure OpenAI service. So it whenever you are in a business situation, right? So you already use Azure, and it all kind of makes sense when you it's easy to integrate uh, the OpenAI services with just another service on the platform, on the cloud provider that you're already using, right? So that's why Azure OpenAI service makes it kind of very smooth and easy to just integrate all the components together, whether it be on your product or whether it be on the Power Apps or any of the other platforms that are supported. So um, also, one more thing that I'd like to add here, that it backs all the Microsoft's copilots. So copilots are everywhere, right? Whether you use the Bing search, whether you open your GitHub Copilot, everywhere AI is integrated, almost on each of the your favorite softwares. So all this can be integrated with Azure OpenAI service. And also one more thing that is very important to know here, that the Azure OpenAI service also offers a free tier. Like if you are a student like me, you can try it out. You can just play with it and do some stuff before you actually provision some paid resources. So let's just see once. I'll reshare again. Okay. So this is how our power apps looks like. Okay. I hope my screen is visible. Hmm, yes, it is. Okay. So this is how our Power Apps platform looks like. So as soon as you log in, you have to set up your environment for creating a Power App. So whenever, like let's suppose here, the current environment, it's showing Anushka's environment. But when you enter the Power Apps for the first time, which you will do, for the sake of time being, I have not uh, like planned on to set up it in front. But whenever you'll first log in, you will be landing on this page. It would look like this. But first, you'll have to configure your development environment. If you see in this pop-up, you can notice that the environment type is developer here. So to develop the apps, you will need to have a developer environment. How can you enable it? You just go to settings, open the admin center, and here, when you click on environments, you can create a new environment, choose any random name. I'll say Michael environment. I'll just choose a group. Let's just put the defaults for now. And you just choose the type of your environment, which should be developer. So this is the environment is just a kind of sandboxing that will let you develop your app. I'll just save it. Okay. So here is the new developer environment that we have just created in our Power App platform. So here we can see that this current status in preparing. So unless it is ready, we cannot use it. It will take some time to. Okay, it's fine. Till then we can see we can work on with this environment only. So you can start with an app. So first thing was to set up your Power App account and create a developer environment. Next, what we have to do is we have to go to portal.azure.com, log in with your account, and head on to the Azure OpenAI service. Here, for uh, like for each of your project, I would suggest to create a separate resource group so that your resources are isolated and you don't get confused. Like sometimes this happens that you're using a free tier, but after certain limit you forgot to pause your resources and then they may cost you. So just create a separate resource group. How we can create, I'll just show it right away. So in our Azure OpenAI service, we'll select the subscription type, of course. Resource group, I'll choose the existing one. This I already have. You, if you want, you can create a new resource group from here. Resource group is just a collection of all your resources associated to your project. Uh, region, let it be default. Currently, I am using the standard pricing tier. Then we can click on next. I'll just network settings, we can put it to default. This is public for now. It can be accessed from anywhere on the internet. Tags, I think we don't need to add. Tags basically help you to filter your resources later on. The service is being created. Okay, here you can review. Okay, looks good. We're good to go. Let's just create. Meanwhile, I'll just see if my environment is ready or not. Not yet ready. When then, just to let you know, when the environment is ready, it will show up here on this panel. Here the deployment is in progress. So if any one of you has already worked with the OpenAI playground, you know how we generate the our API keys from there and use them uh, to create our customized apps with the OpenAI models, right? So here also, okay, the resource is ready. Here also we do the same thing. It's taking a lot of time. I don't know why. Maybe my network is not that supportive. Okay, it's fine. So from here in the Power Apps, let's see if my environment is ready or not yet. Mhm. It's not up yet. Never mind. Uh, let's see. Okay, so when you're creating apps in Power Apps, you can either create them with templates or you can create a blank canvas app. So we will just select the canvas app option for now. I will name it Azure AI Demo again and create. Okay, I'd skip for now. So now you can see here I guess my network is not. Okay, so maybe instead of creating everything, I'll just give a brief overview. So from here, you can choose the components that you want. Okay, let's suppose you want to create a sample chatbot, uh, which integrates the ChatGPT model. We will just put a text input, the button here. Uh, Button could be submit, and text input would be enter your prompt here. Correct. Okay. Hmm. So this is just a basic, very basic, I would say, kind of an app layout. I'm not getting into making it more beautiful or putting in more components for now. But let's go on to what we have to do for now. So you remember our Azure resource, right? So this Azure resource provides you with the key and endpoint here. Okay. Now this using this, we are going to use an already existing connector, which is when we click on add data. Just for the quick recap, we are here in the Power App platform. We are trying to integrate the OpenAI thing with the connector that we have in Power App. So we can see Azure OpenAI. Cool. Okay. I'll click on add data. Hmm. Here we have our I don't know why isn't it loading. Hmm. So you can see that we have selected this connector for our current use case. If not this, we can also go to connectors and create some custom connectors. That tab is not opening. Please excuse my network. Okay. So in normal situations, what happens is, uh, kindly excuse this, you will have an option to create a custom connector. From there on, you can just get a JSON file that will describe all your dependencies and how you want to configure your fields, and you can also generate it with your, of course, your chat GPT. So you just put it there and it will create a custom connector for you. Before we proceed with this, first of all, we'll need to create a flow, which I have already created, thankfully, here. So this is a Power Automate flow. What a flow does is it will automatically trigger an action based on the based on whatever the interaction is being done on the Power App. So here we have the Power App calls a flow. This is the first step in the flow. Next, it will. Here we have it. Okay. So whatever resource we have created here, right? Oh shit. I just sorry. Okay. We're back. So whatever resource we have created on our Azure platform, we'll take the credentials from here, the key we have, and the endpoint URL. We'll put it into this HTTP request that this is a this request type should be post. Mind this, and you have to put your endpoint URL and the key that you get from your Azure resource on the portal. That's how you put it. And here we are specifying the tokens. Tokens are just a part of your context. Uh, it is just specifying the maximum number of tokens that you can use with this request. And this would be our second step. Third step would be compose. So compose will kind of, it is kind of data connection. It will use the previous step to connect to your Power App from Power Automate trigger. Flow, I mean. Yeah. And the final step would be, after connecting with the data in our Power App, the final step would be to respond to a Power App or flow. So this is how our Power Automate flow would look like. Again, you will need to create a free account on Power Automate. It costs you nothing to create an account on Power Automate. I have already logged in. That's why you're seeing this screen. Now, if I go to my Power Apps, one more thing, that interesting thing that we have here is the AI builder. It is another Azure AI service which doesn't require for you to generate the keys and the API keys and stuff. This is also here for us. There is some glitch in this. uh, I don't think I'd be able to complete this up, but uh, it's not working. I'm so sorry for this. I think the network is causing some glitch here. It was working fine. I just checked. So the option that we need is not coming up. When I'll just explain it, and I'll complete the demo on my on the resources that I've created, and I would share the link afterwards. So if if you want to discuss it further, I'd be happy to do that. Currently, I don't think it's coming up. For the sake of time, I'll just so we are just missing the final step that we need to do in order to integrate our Azure resource with the app. So what, in the normal case, what we do, we will create the custom connector there, and in that custom connector we will specify the flow that we are using here in the Power Automate, and it will associate it with the app. And already we have created our AI Azure AI resource here. So using these parameters, we'll be able to connect it to the app. Uh, For now, I think I'm not able to. Let's return back to the slide. So this is all about integrating the Azure OpenAI service with the Microsoft Power Apps. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to discuss it. And We can connect afterwards for sure. Thank you so much for your attention. And if you have any questions, I hope GPT can also answer them. So thank you for staying tuned, and thank you for paying attention to this. I hope you got something new to learn today. And I'd be happy to discuss this further if, in case you want to get involved in the project or build something together. Thank you. Uh, Hello. Am I? Hello, Rohit. Can Can you hear me? Hello. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are now, Anushka.
I'm so sorry for the network glitch.
No
I
problem. You can try presenting again
Yeah, sure.
and start with the last slide that you were presenting.
Uh, the last slide, like after we switched to the presentation. Just a sec. This one is it?
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, you can start from this slide.
Uh, I almost wrapped up, and actually, I don't know since when I was not audible, so that's why.
That's okay. So you had wrapped up the session, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. So I'll
Till
just
when was I audible?
sure. Then we can just end the session. So thank you so much, Anushka.
I'm extremely sorry for the network
No
thing.
problem. That's okay. It's a technical glitch. We face it every day.
Thanks for understanding.